My name is Ken Brown, and I am the co-founder of the Pilot program. Pilot is a peer support program where students at the high school level are trained by the McNeese Psychology Department to sit with other students and give them support for issues that they're undergoing that are too big for them to handle on their own. My son lost a good friend to suicide. What helped my son the most was not talking to professional counselors, but it was actually talking to a peer who had gone through a similar experience. As a teacher and a parent, we were asking ourselves, what can we do to stop this? And that's where the idea for Pilot came along. And we took that example of peer support that had helped my son, and we implemented that on a much larger scale.
Our peer support team members are selected through a very vigorous process. We try to choose students from every area of the school, athletes, academics, so that we have a really nice cross-section to represent every student on our campus. Our students are trained by McNeese State University's psychology department. They are taught how to listen without giving advice and how to provide support, and also to be the bridge to professional counseling.
There are about 100 students in the club, and the club is expanding. There's new students that are joining every year. I trained my 11th grade year to be a peer support team member, and then during my senior year, I was actually able to sit with students. We were trained on being listeners and not advice givers and advocates for the students on this campus. Oftentimes, students feel like they are not heard or they're alone, not seen. And so what this does is give us an opportunity to sit with them and for them to know that when they need someone to speak to, that we're always there for them.
Suicide's the second leading cause of death for teens. At any given time, 1 in 20 teens is having suicidal ideation. So at Sam Houston High School, if you have 1,200 students, all right, help me do the math, I'm on camera, but 10% would be 120, right? So 5% would be 60. So that's 2 full classrooms of kids at the school that would be having some sort of suicidal ideation. That's why this program is so important. And that's why it's important that we get the message out, because that's not just happening here at this school, that's happening statewide and nationwide.
My son, Channing Hedrick, was a freshman at Sam Houston High School. In February of 2014, he died by suicide. I truly believe had the Pilot program been in place in 2014, Channing would have reached out to someone, and I wouldn't be here today speaking to you.
With everything that we've gone through in the state of Louisiana, especially in our area, students are faced with adult-sized problems. These include being displaced, having their schools changed, some of them having to move out and move back into the district, their homes being destroyed, loss of property, loss of family members, a lot of grief. There's a number of things that students weren't prepared for that they need that support now.
As a teacher, when I see a kid struggling, I know that I can refer them to the Pilot program. Ms. Jolie is still continuing the work here with Pilot at our campus, and Mr. Brown is expanding the program and starting one at his campus that he is at now.
We would love to see this program expand to statewide. The numbers coming out of the studies from youth and adolescents in COVID really see the demand for a suicide prevention program at that level.
One of the barriers to suicide prevention is the fact that it's hard to talk about. People don't want to talk about it. It's uncomfortable, it's awkward. What we're really hoping is programs like this make it more commonplace to talk about mental illness and suicide prevention. Once you start talking about it, it helps ease that stigma away. That's how you start saving lives.
I'm so proud of the work that we do, and I'm so proud of our peer support team. It's tears of joy, it's sadness and hurt because, knowing that the student was suffering, but also relief, knowing that we did help them bridge to professional help and a bright future.
One of the most important things we've been able to do in Pilot is to go to the Capitol and meet the governor and actually have a law passed that requires teachers 2 hours of training annually on suicide prevention and for middle and high school for the suicide hotline number to be on their IDs.
Ken Brown, he is genuine. He follows through, and he's not afraid to push buttons. He's not afraid to rock the boat. He is there for those kids 100%.
I believe Ken is deserving of this award, not only because he's keeping my son's legacy alive, but because you can honestly see how much he cares about every student he comes in contact with. This program It's not just school hours. He's not in it just Monday through Friday. He is there for those kids 24/7. They can reach out to him. They can reach out to their peers. He is the comfort. He is the foundation that lets them know it's okay for them to crumble because they have bricks beneath them that will catch them.